Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Maruti Wagon R. This is the automatic version. Let's quickly open the engine bay right away. Now this is the 1.2. It's also available with a 1-liter engine. Design looks much better than before. It is wider, sits on a wider stance, it's on a new platform as well. Squarish lights and some sort of tweaks to the vehicle in order to make it look more flamboyant than before. You can see this curve over here. Front looks nice, side still looks kind of boxy, but the floating roof treatment does appeal much better than before. The wheels are small, 14 inches, 160 by 70 14s, and the front and the rear really don't match. These lights might be inspired from Volvo cars. Let's quickly get into the boot. The boot is massive, 341 liters, and of course this car has a longer wheelbase by 35 mm. Meanwhile, it is wider by 125 mm. Good amount of space in the rear. In fact, it's a comfortable car because the Wagon R always had a lot of space, and this vehicle is no less. As you can see, the dashboard also looks more appealing than before. The overall design language, both at the front as well as the rear, rather both on the outside as well as on the inside, is more evolutionary than revolutionary. Still looks like a Wagon R. If you close someone's eyes and show him the vehicle, they'll say this is a Wagon R. But I like these new mirrors on this vehicle. Let's quickly get inside. And over here you see that quality levels have dramatically improved from before, but the design language is still very quirky, especially the center console. This new Smart Play Studio system is way cooler than before. It's a 7-inch unit. It gets Apple CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity. It gets apps over here as well, an app for your phone which you can use as a remote. Manual air conditioning, storage space over here, storage space over there on the door pockets. Glove box is deep but not wide enough. And I love the new instrument cluster on this vehicle. Gets a tachometer as well. Now this is the automatic. The only difference is that the gear lever is different over here. That's about it. Since I've already reviewed the manual, which you can see by clicking this link, let's straight away get to driving the AMT equipped Wagon R. Alright, air conditioning is off. Getting into drive mode, left foot on the brake, and of course right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, and off we go. Little bit of wheel spin, and this motor is quite vocal. Red lines at 6,000 rpm. So two engine options on offer. One is a 1-liter and the other is a 1.2. I'm driving the 1.2 liter right now. The 1-liter engine produces 67 horsepower and 90 newton meters of torque. The 1.2 is way more punchy. It comes from the Swift. It produces 83 horsepower and 113 newton meters of torque. You can see that bump. Let me go flat out through there. Yes, it gets a bit rattled, but trust me, if it was the old Wagon R, it would have been much worse. So this new hardtech platform gives it a newfound agility. However, it still rolls around a lot through the corners. It's not an agile car. It's not a driver's car by any means of imagination. But let me tell you that this 1.2 liter AMT is not as much fun as the 1.2 liter manual. The 1-liter engines offer decent amount of performance, but the AMT has its flaw, and that big flaw happens to be the gearbox, which takes its own sweet time to do upshift, especially on full throttle. As long as you don't give it the full throttle treatment, everything seems fine because gear shifts are smooth and refined. But as soon as you get hard onto the throttle, you can feel that hitting the wall effect in AMTs, and this one is no different, although it's much better than the initial AMTs which we saw in Maruti cars, especially with this Celerio. Good amount of punch on offer. It feels very refined lower down somehow. Obviously it's a Japanese engine, but in the top end it makes quite a racket. Mid-range is nice. There's a slight amount of hitch lower down, so low end isn't the best, but mid-range is very strong. And as you keep pushing the vehicle to the top end, which happens to be the red line of 6,000 rpm, it keeps building up the power gradually, and certainly it revs nice and fast as well, and is definitely a punchy performer. Out on the highway you won't be feeling wanting for more power because there's just decent amount of grunt on offer. This car feels really very slick. The AMT does bog it down, but brings in the convenience as well. You can manually take control of things by slotting this lever on the left side, pulling it away from you to get a downshift, or pulling it behind to get an upshift. Here we have downshifted now into first, taking a U-turn. Easy to turn this vehicle around, certainly, because obviously the turning radius is less, and as you can see, the steering does.
100 meters, make a U.
Okay lady, I do not want to take any U-turn. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. It doesn't rev at all, and off we go. And there the motor makes quite a lot of racket. At upshift you can feel, okay, it will not upshift unless and until you do so in manual mode, which is a nice touch because it gives you full manual control of things. So like I was telling you, the engine is great. The 1.2 liter engine is absolutely phenomenal for a light car like this because it weighs just 850 kgs, weight reduction of around 50 kgs thanks to the 5th generation hardtech platform, which is not only stiffer but also lighter. And due to the increase in width of the vehicle, it does feel more confident and stable around the corners as well, especially on the straights as well. well. But around the corners, there's a lot of body roll. The steering is very soggy, doesn't offer much feel or feedback as such, but the motor is a real gem. I absolutely love this 1.2 liter engine. Gives it a great power to weight ratio of almost 100 bhp per ton, which is unseen in most cars these days. There's the ignition from which it takes the steering wheel as well as the engine, and hard onto the gas. There's a minor lag in terms of response, but once it gets going, it absolutely flies. I mean, a Wagon R having so much performance is really very good indeed. The AMT variants cost rupees 55,000 more than the manual, and this top of the line ZXi 1.2 AMT is priced at rupees 6.9 lakhs on road, which is kind of on the expensive side, but offers great amount of punch certainly. And the Wagon R is a very practical vehicle. In fact, in terms of practicality, there is no beating the Wagon R because there's so much space on offer. Ride quality, shut up! Ride quality is also very good, and it doesn't crash through bumps as badly as before, although if you do take this car over really bad roads at high speeds, it does crash through them, and you can feel a lot inside the cabin. Roll is plenty, and the brakes offer decent stopping power, although slight amount of nosedive, and it seems under tired because for this kind of performance, the tires are not able to offer adequate amount of grip. And that's not the only thing, it even screeches under very heavy braking, although ABS is standard across all the trims of the vehicle. There are 12 variants on offer, 6 for the 1 liter and 6 for the 1.2, and around 5 variants for the automatic, including both the 1 liter as well as the 1.2. And the 1 liter AMT is not available in ZXi, it's only available in VXi, whereas the 1.2 liter engine is available both in VXi as well as ZXi for the automatic, the AMT. Now obviously this is one of the few cars which gives you manual control of things, because you can obviously slot it left and shift gears, and it will not upshift unless and until you do so, but it takes a lot of time to give you a downshift. Okay, here, come on, give me a downshift, and there we are having a downshift, and there the motor pulls absolutely, going all the way till 6,000 rpm, not beyond that, although I don't understand why it doesn't rev beyond 6,000 rpm. It should go at least till 6,300 rpm, because those 300 rpm is just additional smiles, and then I can say K12 motor kicked in. Yeah, come on. Noise. Yeah, noise is there from the engine, which is fine. There's no insulation in the hood as such. However, there's a lot of noise from the road, and not only the road but also tire noise is there, wind noise is there at higher speeds. So this isn't a very dynamic car as such. It's more about, honestly, this car is more about practicality, ease of driving, ease of parking, and a lot of features for the price. That would be the right term, because it gets Apple CarPlay, it gets Android Auto connectivity and stuff like that. In fact, the steering could have done with a lot more response. It feels very soggy, but that said, I love the steering for one reason, because it's so light to twirl. I can just pull the steering, take a quick U-turn like that, not really pull the steering but also pull the handbrake, and that's where it truly shines. So the Wagon R is not a driver's car. The Tiago is obviously a better car in terms of driving ability and feel and feedback. Meanwhile, the Santro is also a great car. It also comes with an automatic, the AMT unit, but between both these cars, it depends on what you're looking for. I think the Santro is slightly better in terms of being a driver's car. Meanwhile, the Wagon R is way more practical, and once it comes with CNG, it's no beating the Wagon R at all. The automatic will definitely find a lot more bias, but I feel it's just the 1 liter engine which is going to bring in bias, because people don't think it's going to be worth paying more for the additional performance, because the 1 liter has adequate performance. Anyways guys, this is my video of the Maruti Wagon R AMT, and if you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye.